All right, I'm going to call the meeting to order at 6:01 PM. Roll call, please.
Pasco?
Here.
Nielsen?
Here.
Delhoy?
Here.
Jesperson and Stark are absent.
1B, Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Acknowledgement of the Open Meetings Act poster is hanging by the south entrance. 1D, adoption of agenda.
Pardon me? I'm sorry.
Adoption of agenda.
Let's move.
A second.
Any discussion? Call for a vote.
Where the thing go?
Oh, wrong way. Sorry.
Motion carried, 3-0.
1E, approval of consent agenda items.
I motion to approve the items.
I second the approval of the consent agenda items.
All right, call for a vote.
Motion carried, 3-0.
2 public hearings, 2A public hearing for Anderson North Park 10th edition, final plat.
Open at 6:03.
Open at 6:03, yes, sorry. Is there anyone here that would like to? Oh, yes! Yay, this is exciting.
Alrighty.
Did you sign it?
Oh, I signed it already. We're on top of it.
Can you state your name and address, please?
Dominic Delahoy, 10610 North 135th Street, Waverly. So I'm coming to talk about just some of the things that I learned in class that civil engineers and usually slip by cities to try to save a buck for their customer. In this case, it's the developer. And that usually are concerns for the city, but they usually don't look into them. The first one is regarding the sidewalk on the north side of St. Ronan Street. It successfully leads to nowhere. So it is this one right here. It connects the neighborhood to Millard Lumber, but there's nothing over there on 148th Street. So that's really kind of a successful waste of money, in my opinion. If it were to be placed anywhere else, it could be placed on the other side of the road where it could at least serve the proposed pond for any kids that would want to travel over there to go fishing or something like that. The second concern is the pond that has an average depth of 25 feet. I feel like this is an unsafe proposal. And it's kind of a cheap way to bail a developer out of doing the project correctly. Oftentimes when there's dirt needed, the developer's first move is to just dig a big old hole and then call it a water feature, and then they can increase the price of the different lots around there, getting them more money, and they don't have to haul in dirt. The correct way to do this would be to haul in dirt, to not have that deep of a pond. This would be the first pond in Waverly that would be able to fully submerge a vehicle if it were to go into it off 148th Street, especially since there's no guardrail on that side. In the plans, it would also be the first one capable of fully submerging a golf cart, which are very frequent. And so that would also be a big concern regarding occasional underage driving of golf carts and stuff for an accident that could happen there as well. And then the last concern with that is most of the families and stuff moving into this neighborhood have a lot of young children and things. And so having that deep of a pond there is really just kind of prone to an accident happening with kids going unsupervised, potentially drowning. That is all I have.
Can you hold up that map again? Show me that sidewalk.
Sidewalk is this one right here in light blue.
Oh, yeah. I'm not talking about.
Okay.
I'm not talking about. I just wanted to see it.
That was good.
I forgot my map.
Any
Mine
questions?
is a little later.
Presented well, too. Yeah, it's a really good idea, especially about the kids. I'm not too worried about cars driving there,
Things happen.
but yeah.
There you go. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dominic. But if you want a car, just walk here.
Anyone else? All right, we will close public hearing at 6:06 PM. All right, 2AI, consideration of ratification of resolution 2510.
Now, like, what motion is that stuff? Like, if we wanna make some changes like he was talking about, do we have to?
Just a public hearing. We cannot,
You got the resolution next.
right.
Is that what we're on to AI?
Yeah,
I move to consider the ratification of resolution 2510.
Second.
discussion.
No, we talked about changes or anything like that, no?
We have previously approved this resolution. We are kind of down the road already. I will say that the connection to 148th Street has not been, the design of that has not been finalized. So if it were to mean changing the side of the street that we put the sidewalk on, that could still happen.
I'm not concerned about that, it's the deepness of that lake itself.
That is not, the pond is not actually in this final plat. So, they showed that as a reference, that it will be in the coming plats. So that,
So we
the
talked about
location
that.
of that pond is not in this final plat.
So we can change that, and make it, make restrictions on it, or whatever. And we can qualify it, the depth and whatever, yeah.
I guess I'm kind of presented that night like it was part of it, but I guess, you know, in reading through the detail of what actually is included, it must not have been.
Let me see here.
It was just the impression that I got
Yeah,
with, when she came.
I knew they were gonna use dirt from there,
Yeah, I
and
understood.
but I didn't know
that.
how deep, you know.
So here is the plat itself. And the pond is down here, so it's not shown in this plat.
And that will come back to, when the time comes, that will come back to city council for the discussion and approval.
Of the lake.
The next plat.
That's fine for me, I'm okay with it. I think you can make a suggestion to him about the sidewalk, but I don't know if that's really a big deal to me.
Well, and I guess my only other concern is if they're using the dirt from that hole for building these houses, then the hole's already gonna be there. Because they're gonna dig it on speculation that they're gonna be able to put a pond in there.
This is correct.
They can put them on it, and just maybe not that deep, though, you know.
Well, but his rationale is that they're gonna dig the hole, so the hole's gonna be there.
Well,
And isn't that how they create the pond? They just dig the hole into the water and it comes in?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not like they're filling the pond. It's just till they hit the water. It's run
I
off.
mean, this one's quite
Well,
different.
it's retention. I
Right.
mean, you can look at the other ponds,
how deep are?
That don't have
other ponds?
water.
The one up north is very, very, very deep. If it was full, it's extremely deep.
Like 25 feet here?
The one at 148th.
Yeah, 100
Or Waverly Road and,
134th.
41st.
41st, yeah, 141st, yeah.
and then there's one at Canongate and Oldfield.
I drove by that one today. I don't know if it's 20.
It might not be 25, but it's
The one thing that
considerably
made this
deep.
one a little bit different for me in reading back through some of the notes and remembering the discussion is the concept that it had that drain that was gonna be going into there and that it's probably gonna have water in it all the time.
Mhm.
You know, and with having something that deep, if it's retaining quite a bit of water, it's not gonna be like the others where you fall in or fall through the ice or something like that, that you just stand up and walk out. The others are so shallow. This one's gonna be significantly deeper, and I'm also concerned are they gonna be able to put the bank so they're not
Steve.
The one up north, when it was full, and we're talking 3 years ago at this point, there, I mean, if you were in the center of the lake, you was like it would have been,
It wouldn't be so bad if
Three
it
people
if it was a gradual down, if it's just a drop
and it's
off.
pretty, the one up north is pretty far.
They
Well, there's not room.
make a shelf and then it's like sloped and it kind of has a shelf and then it goes down, I believe.
Yeah.
Is typically how they do it.
It's, you reach at 60 feet out is when you start getting to about 11 foot deep. 60 feet from.
Oh, really? That's quite a ways.
Is 11 foot deep, so it's a slow gradual to about that.
The council, yeah, sorry to interrupt. So you guys already approved this.
Mhm.
So while the comments are certainly pertinent and well-intended, it probably, given that it has been approved and you're simply ratifying it, due as a legal description issue, that's all we're, it's probably best to simply direct Stephanie to share these concerns with the developer, because there's really not much that can be done at this stage, given that you've already approved this.
Sorry, it was a publication thing.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Okay.
The one difference with this pond is that it isn't like, it's in a wetland area, so it's in a water area where the others are just kind of placed there. They're not in natural areas that flood. So this one has a lot higher chance of having a lot more water. It's in the water area.
I guess if that's the case, I would just share with the developer the concerns about
The gradual.
the gradual, the depth,
Mhm.
and safety. You know,
And,
just-
and we have had some
just
of those
consider this.
conversations, but also knowing, yes, that it's a future addition, actual platted area. But we will share those with them.
And anytime you have water that doesn't have consistent water flowing into it, then you get more mosquitoes and things
That
like
was
that.
our challenge.
as well.
But yes, we have had those conversations and we will continue to have more of them. Thank you.
All right, call for a vote.
Motion carried, 3-0.
All right, sheriff's report, he is not here, it sounds like he's busy. 6A, claims for payment.
Public comments number 4.
Oh, 4 public comments.
Any more?
Any additional comments? Okay. 6A, claims for payment.
I move to receive, and make claims for payment in the amount of $1,234,415.95.
Second.
And we do have a lot of general obligation bonds payments
Yeah.
on this one, which is why it was
1 million, yeah.
that
I
high.
don't need to mention, there was one check that was made on there, so she's gonna fix it tomorrow. We paid the wrong engineering firm.
Not the wrong engineering firms. We
What?
paid.
Okay, anyways,
Yeah.
so there was a lot of
It
general
got corrected
obligation.
before it got sent out, so.
Yes, okay. General obligation bonds that are being paid, that's why that amount is that. Call for a vote, please. Oh, I don't need to vote anymore, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Motion carried, 3-0.
6B, treasurer's report and budget and expense report. This does need an action.
I move to accept the treasurer and budget.
Second.
Any discussion? All right, call for a vote, please.
Motion carried, 3-0.
8A, consideration of third and final reading of ordinance 2405.
I move to approve the third and final reading of ordinance 2405.
Second.
Ordinance 2405, an ordinance of the city of Waverly to annex Anderson North Park 10th edition, a tract of land composed of lots 1 through 9, block 1, lots 1 through 6, block 2, lots 1 and 2, block 3, lot 1, block 4, and that portion of North 147th Street right of way, and that portion of St. Ronan Street right of way, all located in Anderson North Park, 10th edition, all located in the northeast quarter of section 16, township 11 north, range 8 east of the 6th principal meridian, Lancaster County, Nebraska.
Any discussion? Call for a vote, please.
Motion carried, 3-0.
8B, consideration of third and final reading of ordinance 2506.
I move to approve the third and final reading of ordinance 2506.
Second.
Ordinance 2506, an ordinance of the city of Waverly, Nebraska to rezone lot 11 northwest, a portion of lots 1 and 2, Morton Office Park, located in the northwest quarter of section 29, township 11 north, range 8 east of the 6th principal meridian, Lancaster County, Nebraska, and a portion of lots 1 and 2, Morton Office Park, lot 3, Morton Office Park, lots 1 and 2, Nebraska, Crane Edition, lot 54 southwest, lot 1, Wavelink Park subdivision, lot 48 southwest, lot 47 southwest, located in the southwest quarter of section 20, township 11 north, range 8 east of the 6th principal meridian, Lancaster County, Nebraska, from limited industrial district LI to general commercial district GC.
Any discussion? Call for a vote, please.
Motion carried, 3-0.
8C, consideration of third and final reading of ordinance 2507.
I move to approve third and final reading of ordinance 2507.
Second.
Guys are gonna kill me.
Almost done.
last time.
Yeah, and I forgot my glasses, so that's the other problem. Township, or ordinance 2507, an ordinance of the city of Waverly, Nebraska to rezone lot 6, Day Commercial Park, 3rd edition, located in the southeast quarter of section 20, township 11 north, range 8 east of the 6th principal meridian, Lancaster County, Nebraska. Lot 46 northeast, a regular tract to Waverly, located in the northeast quarter of section 20, township 11 north, range 8 east of the 6th principal meridian, Lancaster County, Nebraska. Lot B, administrative subdivision of lot 1, block 1 of Lancaster County, Lancaster Implement subdivision. Lot 2, Oscar Feeney edition. Lots 1 and 2, Deer Park 4th edition. Lot 1, Deer Park 1st edition. Lot 1, block 1, Schoenweiss edition, located in the northwest quarter of section 21, township 11 north, range 8 east of the 6th principal meridian, Lancaster County, Nebraska, from limited industrial district LI to general commercial district GC. And lot 4, block 1, Deer Park edition, located in the northwest quarter of section 21, township 11 north, range 8 east of the 6th principal meridian, Lancaster County, Nebraska, from community commercial district CC to general commercial district GC.
Any discussion? Call for a vote.
Motion carried, 3-0.
8D, consideration of third and final reading of ordinance 2508.
I move to approve the third and final reading of ordinance 2508.
Second.
Ordinance 2508, an ordinance of the city of Waverly, Nebraska, to rezone lot 32 north 1/2, lot 35 north 1/2, and lot 36 north 1/2, located in the east half of section 30, township 11 north, range 8 east of the 6th principal meridian, Lancaster County, Nebraska, from limited industrial district LI to general commercial district GC.
Any discussion? Call for a vote, please.
Motion carried, 3-0.
8E, consideration of third and final reading of ordinance 2509.
I move to approve third and final reading of ordinance 2509.
Second.
Ordinance 2509, an ordinance of the city of Waverly, Nebraska, to rezone outlots B and lots 1 through 3 of block 2, Watermark edition, located in the northwest corner of section 21, township 11 north, range 8 east of the 6th principal meridian, Lancaster County, Nebraska, from limited industrial district LI to general commercial district GC.
Any discussion? Call for a vote, please.
Motion carried, 3-0.
Consideration of the third and final reading of ordinance 2510.
I move to approve third and final reading of ordinance 2510.
Second.
All right. Thought we were
8
thousands to do.
Almost done.
Only 16 more.
You can do it, Mark.
Ordinance
I can read it.
2510, an ordinance of the city of Waverly, Nebraska, to rezone Waverly Ridge Estates Edition, a subdivision located in the west half of section 15, township 11 north, range 8 east of the 6th principal meridian, Lancaster County, Nebraska, from agricultural district AG to residential R2 and R4.
Any discussion? Call for a vote, please.
Motion carried, 3-0.
Consideration of third and final reading of ordinance 2511.
I move to approve third and final reading of ordinance 2511.
You want me to read this one?
Nope, I got it.
Okay.
The only problem is I didn't bring my glasses. Ordinance 2511, an ordinance of the city of Waverly to annex Waverly Ridge Estates Edition, a tract of land composed of lots 1 through 8, block 1, lot 1 through 14, Block 2, lots 1 through 13, Block 3, lots 1 and 2, Block 4, lots 1 and 2, Block 5, lots 1 through 9, Block 6, lots 1 through 10, Block 7, lots 1 through 14, Block 8, lots 1 through 9, Block 9, lots 1 through 35, Block 10, lots 1 through 12, Block 11, lots 1 through 4, Block 12, lots 1 through 5, Block 13, outlots A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. Waverly Ridge Estates addition, a portion of McDuff Street, a portion of Warner Street, a portion of North 153rd Street, a portion of North 152nd Street, a portion of 151st Street, and a portion of 150th Street, a portion of 149th Street, a portion of Jamestown Street, and a portion of Kenilworth Street, all located in the west half of Section 15, Township 11 North, Range 8 east of the 6th Principal Meridian in Lancaster County, Nebraska.
Wonderful. Any discussion? Okay, call for a vote, please.
Motion carried 3-0.
Oh my gosh, we did it. 9A, consideration of a bid from R&M Concrete of Lincoln.
I move to approve the bid from R&M Concrete of Lincoln.
Second.
All right, so these are for some more ADA ramp replacements that Tracy went out and got bids for, who did the replacements last year. So any discussion? Any further discussion?
Do we need to state the not to exceed 22,000?
Not to exceed 22,000. David,
143,
Yep.
okay.
David,
Do you want me to-
yeah,
Okay.
you want to maybe say it?
Yeah, do we already do the second though? Is that all right?
I thought you made the motion.
Oh, do we not get a second yet?
You need to make the amount in your motion.
I sure can. I move to approve the bid from R&M Concrete of Lincoln Incorporated for ADA ramp replacement in an amount not to exceed $22,143.17.
Second.
Any discussion? All right, call for a vote, please.
Motion carried 3-0.
9B, consideration of Waverly Community Foundation Charitable Community Fund Run to benefit a future dog park.
I move to approve the Waverly Community Foundation Charitable Committee Fund Run to benefit a future dog park.
Second.
I thought that Chris was gonna be here, and so she's not. They plan to do traffic control with volunteers from the, charitable group. We may have some, cones actually placed on the busier street crossing there at Oldfield, but most of the rest of the streets are very interior streets to the community and should have very little to no traffic impact on a Saturday morning. So they'll have volunteers at the intersections though, making sure, number one, to kind of direct the runners to the proper route, but then also making sure that they're watching for any oncoming vehicles. So they'll start actually here, and they're gonna run down to Sharp Park, turn around, come back up, and then run around Lawson Park, I believe, twice, and that finishes their 5K.
Cool. I
Then,
wonder if we can get a sign where the proposed spot would be just for that day, just to say, sure, you're running for this. It'll be here. Just
Yeah.
people can help,
Sure.
visualize
Yeah.
as they're running around.
Yeah,
that
Sure we
area.
can.
Future location hub.
Future location of what you're running for, yep.
It's not a bad idea just to have out there anyways.
Yeah, absolutely. We can do that.
Any further discussion? All right, please call for a vote.
I'll vote twice.
Motion carried 3-0.
Basically, how much money they usually generate from it?
It's usually about 3,000 to 5,000.
On a good year, you know, and we have had, the run has been out at Camp Creek in the previous years. And that number has kind of been dwindling down, so that's why they brought it to town and hoping that maybe that would help spur some numbers.
And since WAF was a part of it, all of those proceeds were going to the aquatic center. And so now they're doing a part, now it's gonna be a good job.
I do wonder if we can, I should have brought this up when we were discussing it, but I do wonder if there's something we could do for flyers and stuff to put up at like the running companies in Lincoln.
They do.
They do that,
They
right?
do reach out to them.
Yeah.
And they contact, I think, coaches for,
Like Lincoln,
cross-country teams.
North Star and all those.
Yeah.
And a lot of the running companies give certificates for the winners and the top ones for every division, all that kind of stuff. Yes. Yep, there's lots of
website, too,
contacts.
that people pretty religiously follow.
Yeah,
that
To
are
find
runners,
another
to
run,
find
yeah,
that.
right.
yes. Yep. In fact, I just got an email from one of them today because I used to do all of it.
God bless the crazy people.
Yeah.
We're running, right?
Is it a walk?
Yes, you can, 100%.
They will have a 1 mile walk with your dog inside the park.
I see, I could do that.
There you go.
Perfect.
That sounds more my speed.
All right. 9C, consideration of mayor's appointment of Jared Rains as interim fire chief.
I move to approve the mayor's appointment of Jared Rains as interim fire chief.
Second.
Any discussion?
How long do you believe it'll be around?
I would say 60-ish days. And then the new person, obviously that will come to you, for approval, for the new chief. That will go through 2025. So my vision and goal,
Complete 2020.
complete 2025.
Okay.
So my vision and goal from that is that just like every other department head, that person will then be reappointed every year and not just kind of, I think previously it's kind of just continued to go. And maybe this will be kind of more of a, what am I trying to say?
Well, they're reappointed every year in December.
Yes.
But maybe there's an evaluation before
Yeah.
a reappointment.
So that follows calendar year, those appointments.
Yeah, those happen every December.
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 At the same time, we appoint the liaison.
Yes,
Same meeting.
In the city attorney.
and the city attorney, and the city attorney, yes.
Is it the same as the new city council too? Is that
Uh-huh.
the new city council takes over?
Yep.
All that?
Everybody does that.
Every other year.
All right, call for a vote, please.
Motion carried 3-0.
All right, does someone have Parks and Rec report?
I can give a real quick about Aquatic Center has been the biggest thing going on right now. We got all of the pumps fixed at the Aquatic Center and learned what we need to do in our off season to prevent anything from happening in the future. But thank you to Northwest Electric and Kevin LePage and Cooley Pool for helping us out in this season to get everything running back up again. Northwest Electric turned around the repairs on the pumps very, very quickly, probably about a week. And so that was absolutely wonderful of them to do that. And Kevin LePage came and hooked and unhooked the electric to them, just a phone call. So we really appreciate everybody's help with that.
And now we know a company that can pull them. Actually lift
And
them
yes,
out,
and
so
we,
get
yeah,
them.
I mean, there was a lot of stars that aligned on this
Yeah.
project, and so we're very grateful for all of that. And now that the weather has finally warmed up, our daily admissions are doing well at the pool. We sold a lot of season passes. So things are starting to really kind of start clicking and everything for the pool. Pizza sales are going well, so that's a plus. So, yeah, pool's going great.
I've talked to several kids down in Gallons. He said the water's still a little cool.
I imagine it probably has been. There's no heater, so I can't
Tell them to
imagine.
swim faster,
Yeah.
warm it up.
Stay in the
They
water.
like, every one of them tells me they like the pool though.
So, some lessons are going on. That was going on this morning. I did meet with the group that's going to be working on our donor wall. I met with them this morning down at the pool, so that's happening. Ball games are full steam ahead out at the Lawson Park.
All the fields are full of ice.
Yeah, so things are going on, keeping the Park and Rec team members busy, so.
Thank you. 10B, Aaron, Public Works.
They have been working on locating water shutoffs for about 140 properties for the street tree installation in the newer subdivisions. They shut down the Castlewood main so that they could get the Danvers Street water main tie-in up and going, so they continue to work on those water mains that are being replaced. They did locates for Waverly Ridge for LES, for electrical line installation. Started painting crosswalks to refresh the faded ones. I have noticed that around town, they look much better. New fire station site property along Candygate Road had the geotechnical drilling done by Terracon. I also noticed that. I saw the little piles of dirt out there, so we knew there were things going on. They did some locating also for the street light installation along Amberley Road at North 141st Street, and work seems to be full steam ahead on that. Work on the Verizon wireless antenna on top of the water tower has started. They did locates for a spectrum line along Highway 6 from I-80 to North 140th Street. Put some potholes, and then they checked all the mast stand bolts on the school zone flashers.
Wonderful. David?
Obviously, the big change was with the fire chief. I don't have anything else to report unless you, Mayor, had anything that you want to talk about with that process.
I do not.
Okay. Don't have anything else.
Dave?
Okay, the Waverly Economic Development Corporation met yesterday. They discussed various development opportunities in Waverly. They voted and approved a mission statement to attract and support businesses that strengthen Waverly's economic and quality of life through substantial growth, community-focused development, and strong public-private partnerships. Thank you, Steph.
Yes.
That's all I have.
Okay, Steph?
We have approved 8 block parties on the 3rd or 4th of July. Public Works will be out delivering all of those barricades and whatnot the night before. Pretty soon there will be an event flyer posted for all of the events that are going to be happening on the 4th of July, so make sure you're watching for that. We'll have it on the city's Facebook page. The Chamber of Commerce will be sharing it. It will be run in the Voice newspaper on the June 26th edition, I believe. So there's a couple of new events happening this year, so pay attention for that. This Thursday, the 12th, there is a fair housing event that'll be held here at the city office from 9 to 10 in the morning. Just sharing some information to anybody that wants to know about opportunities, rights for fair housing in the community. And then on Saturday, June 14th, there will be a flag retirement ceremony at the fire station at 6 p.m.
I'm glad you brought up the block parties. I had someone on 143rd, I believe. They have, 143rd is one of those blocks that's almost a double block. And they have, I think they applied and were approved. They were wondering if the city has any signs that are something along the lines of closed to through traffic. Because they close off like their portion. But in years past, they've had cars come down about a half a block and have to turn around in a driveway. Because it's only a half a block is
That's a great
blocked
point.
off.
If
And
they,
so-
if we could let them know.
This one.
Okay, but even like, if you could let them know, even right here,
Like up by the park that's there.
right up there.
So that
but-
someone coming down could take
Take a
take
different,
that road instead, because they said, people get it fairly quickly, but every now, they said they average about a half a dozen to a dozen cars that come down and then realize that it's barricaded.
and people are probably in
Yeah.
their driveway and then it's hard to turn around. and-
Right, or the
yeah.
cars are on both sides of the roads there
Correct,
because
yeah.
they don't want to be down where it's actually.
Well, I
blocked
thought
off.
Okay, well, we'll talk about it
Yeah.
after the meeting.
The flag retirement, is that public, folks from the public can bring flags to be retired also? Or-
I believe so, yes. Yeah.
Okay. And is there a place to drop those off?
They can bring them here to the city office, most certainly, and we'll make sure that they get them over there.
Thank you.
Is that it?
For me? I make a motion to enter executive session to protect the public interest, reason being strategy session with respect to contract negotiations.
Second.
All right, call for vote. Thanks, Elmer.
It feels targeted.
Motion carried 3-0.
See you, Dominic. Thanks for your
Yeah.
presentation.
We're in closed session at 6:36.